Hey everybody! So I get messages on Tumblr all the time of people asking me something along the lines of this. Basically just asking, I hate my friends, how do I get new friends? Or, you have tons of internet friends, how do I make friends like you? How do I meet like-minded people? I'm not interesting enough to meet like-minded people or people who understand me, and people just generally don't know how to start putting their voice out onto the internet, showing their inner beauty and their interests and their passions and stuff like that. And I know it's really daunting and it's really scary. And here today I'm just going to be talking about a couple tips that you might find helpful and things that I have always believed in that have helped me make the best of friends from thousands of miles away. And number one advice is just to always be yourself. Don't be afraid to post pictures of yourself, of your food, of the sunset, of things that you enjoy, books that you're reading, funny comics that you like, or to write and to share your thoughts, and to not be afraid to admit when you're having a really bad day, or to not be afraid to say when you're really happy, or when you really love yourself, or when you're feeling really confident and loving your life and having a great time, and especially though having bad days and not feeling your best, and being not afraid to admit that one day out of every couple weeks you didn't really like yourself, or you're going through a couple week phase where you feel useless and like you're not going to accomplish anything. I think a lot of people, when they see people being brutally honest about how they feel, they suddenly realize that they feel the same way, and maybe they haven't been able to admit that to themselves. I think people also really admire others who are able to put out their honest, raw thoughts out there and to not be afraid of what other people think, because life is a process, everyone's going through something, everyone has bad days, everyone has good days, everyone has insecurities and faults and things that are great about them, and unless we're really honest and share every aspect of our lives, then we're not being honest. The 100th time I've said that word. You're not being honest with everyone else, and you can't truly make friends if they don't understand most, if not all, aspects about you and your complex personality, because everyone's complex, nobody's simple-minded, and we need to sometimes let down our guard and be real with others in order to make friends that actually last a lifetime and you feel really understand you. I find that Tumblr has been a really great platform for this for me, because on Tumblr you can share photos and thoughts that aren't conventional for like Instagram, because Instagram we usually associate with people saving like their best photos and their best captions and their best quotes for Instagram, and Tumblr just really isn't that. There's no perfection in it. It's just kind of like, here's a selfie of me on the way to the grocery store, and here's a funny video of my dog doing something stupid, and different things like that. Like I feel like Tumblr is a much better opportunity for people to be themselves than Instagram and YouTube and stuff, which are very polished platforms, and I've actually made some great friends through Tumblr and some connections that have enabled me to do amazing things. Like I'll share a story later about some couple people that I met through Tumblr, and it's a really great platform, and you can write super long text posts with your thoughts. People can reply to them, they can send you messages to let you know if they agree or disagree or relate to how you feel and different things like that. Tumblr is just really great, and if you don't have one, I know it's kind of hard to figure out how to work it when you first get a Tumblr, but once you figure it out, it's a great platform, and I totally recommend it, like more than Instagram, more than Facebook, YouTube, anything. Like Tumblr, if I could have one platform, it would definitely be Tumblr. Another piece of advice I have, while it sounds super brutal and a lot of people have a difficult time doing this, is to not allow yourself to care too much about people that you're aware that you don't love as much. And I know that doesn't really make sense, but I can try to explain it a little bit. These are just kind of like the people that you've been friends with since you were young, and you feel kind of that obligation to be friends with them, even though maybe they make fun of you for being vegan, or they make fun of you for enjoying writing, or the fact that they're more sociable and you like to stay at home, or maybe they're into drinking and you're really, really against it. Anything, like any kind of divide between you and your friends that separates you, but you still feel that obligation to be their friend and to continue talking to them just out of habit. I urge you to not care so much about that. I know it's scary. These are the people that have been your rocks your whole life, and you've kind of relied on them even through the bad times in the relationship to always be there. But the fact of the matter is, they're not always going to be there. You're going to grow up, you're going to go to high school, you're going to go to college, you're going to have a career, and then one day a partner, and they're going to have friends, and you're going to be meeting all these different people who their morals and their beliefs just align with you so much more than the people you were friends with when you were younger. And the sooner we let go of this idea or this stereotype that we have to remain friends with the same people, the sooner you're going to find a lot more happiness in your life. Because in the past couple years, I've really been acclimating to this idea of not being bound by people that you've always been friends with, and it's been bad at some points. I've gotten into some like bad fights and arguments and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, I'm so much happier by just letting go of people that I don't love as much as others, and it honestly just makes more room for the people that you really do love, and it gives you more room and more space in your heart to find other people that you love and care for. Life just becomes a lot simpler when we don't feel obligated to anything. It's all about finding balance in your life. And overall, I just think it's kind of, not stupid, but just unrealistic to expect to find best friends who you completely love and every aspect of them, and they completely align with your beliefs. It's kind of unrealistic to think you're going to find these people 3 houses down, or just in your immediate town, in your small suburb in Pennsylvania or California or New York, wherever you live, Nebraska. Like, it's unrealistic to think you're gonna find these people, and yeah, like, you could totally find a great group of people, you could find a couple, you could find one friend that you love, and that's awesome, and I'm not urging you to give up on these people. I'm just saying that if you don't feel this connection, to not be afraid to look for friends in other places. Branching out is something so good for you, and it's great life skills even to practice this when you're younger, because you're gonna have to make friends in different places one day, and the sooner you start getting used to that, the easier it's gonna be down the road. Just a couple little anecdotes about friends I've made online. The first one is my friend Caroline, who on Tumblr is Caroline Wellborn, and on Instagram she's caroline.wellborn, and we had always known each other for like a couple years, but we never really talked, and then gradually I think we just started talking a little bit more, like on Instagram. Like, I would comment on her posts, and then I started following her on Tumblr, and I was like, oh my god, like she would post pictures and some like text posts that I was like, oh my god, I completely agree with everything you're saying, and we're soul sisters and whatever. And I'm pretty sure I just like messaged her and said, I love you, let's be best friends, and we're really close and we text all the time, and it's been almost a year. So that's one way that you can make friends. And then there's also my friend Katie, who's coconut_Katie on Instagram. She doesn't have a Tumblr, but she also has a YouTube that's Coconut Katie. And I remember it so vividly that she made YouTube videos, and she posted like a screenshot of one of her YouTube videos and said, hey guys, like, I just posted a new video, links in my bio, you can go check it out. And it was just a video of her talking about herself and everything that she is and what she stands for. And I remember watching the video, and the whole time I was like, oh my god, like, we're twins, we're the same person, I love you so much, kind of similar to the Caroline situation. And I commented on her Instagram post of the video, and I just said something along the lines of, and of course it was in all caps, and I was just like, oh my god, like, we're the same person, I love you so much, be my best friend, we're meant to be. And then almost a year later, I have not only FaceTimed with her and talked with her a million trillion times, like every day, but I've also gone to California and I've slept over her house for the entire weekend, and it's just been such a good experience meeting people that I love so much, and I don't have to worry about food when I'm with them, and I don't have to worry about our morals not aligning. Like, everything just flows and it's nice, and I love her so much. And Katie, I love you. And then there are, of course, a few more. There's a trillion people that I've met, but just a couple more stories. Organized like a New York vegan Instagram meetup back in February, but I started planning for it in like December, January, a few months before. And I posted a picture about the meetup, and I was just like, hey, like, would anybody be interested in doing a meetup in New York, like on Valentine's Day or sometime in February? And the outpouring of love and like excitement over it was awesome. And I knew that I had a friend, Gracie, who is Sweet Peppa on Instagram, who had always been out there. But then I got a couple messages from these two girls, Jen, who is Jen Converso on Instagram, and oats-and-yoga on Tumblr, and then Yogi Finding Peace, who is Deanna, and same username on both Instagram and Tumblr. and they both messaged me and were like, hey, like, we live in New York, we saw your post about the meetup, like, we'd be super interested, I would love to do that. And I didn't know who they were, and then I started scrolling through their Instagrams and their Tumblrs, and I was like, oh my god, I love you guys. They're so good at yoga, and I'm just so jealous of them, but they're super cool. We all just got along, like, so well, like, unbelievably well. It was kind of creepy how well we got along, but we got along really well, and now I have 3 friends in New York who I wouldn't have had if I didn't just put myself out there and say, hey, I don't know anybody in New York, but I would love to plan a meetup out there. Like, I was terrified and I didn't know if anybody would show up, and now, a few months later, I've made 3 amazing friends who, again, I text all the time, if not every day. So my whole point of making this is just to say I'm not internet famous or well known by any means, okay? Like, I am just a small blip on the map of all the amazing people out there in the vegan, Instagram, Tumblr, YouTube community, and I'm okay with that, because by being myself and by sharing my thoughts and always being real and somebody that I admire and somebody that I'm proud to be, I've attracted the most amazing people in my life. I've made connections that have given me these amazing opportunities, like going to Europe this summer or going to California and staying with people. They're connections that I would never have otherwise if I hadn't just taken the leap and put myself out there and really worried about how everything would end up. I hope that anybody who watches this video kind of gets a feel for what I believe in and kind of how I think that friendship should be and how it should be based on love and care and understanding as opposed to obligation from childhood. If you guys liked this video or found it helpful, feel free to like it, subscribe, leave a comment, message me on Tumblr, email me, follow me on Instagram. I'll have all those links in the description below, but I mean, I hope the one thing you take away from this is just to be yourself and to not be afraid to just be your own person, you know? Like, just go for it. If that makes any sense, and I hope that I haven't looked like an idiot because I'm sitting outside. Nature, man. Because spring is just starting and it's super nice out, and I'm kind of being blinded by the sun, so I'm gonna try to not be blinded anymore. And I'm super pale. But yeah, and I also have a notebook filled with like all my YouTube things. Fun fact, I do that. Okay, this video needs to end, so thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I think you're super great and super cool. And why does this keep dragging on? Okay, I hope you guys like this video, and I will talk to you later. Bye!